Not everyone knows how to use their talent the right way. Megamind didn't know either. Just on the 8th day of Megamind's life, his planet was under attack. His parents sent him to Earth after telling him that he was destined to become something. Unfortunately, Megamind couldn't hear what they meant. Beside him, another alien was also sent to Earth the same day. Megamind likes to call him Mr. Goody and assumes him as the ultimate rival. His spaceship hit Megamind and threw him to prison while Mr. Goody was brought up in a big mansion. Poor Megamind was taught all the evil things by the prisoners and had an unfortunate childhood. On the other side, Mr. Goody had life handed to him on a silver platter. The prisoners used Megamind's high intelligence to break out of the prison while Megamind was sent to a school. Coincidentally, Mr. Goody attended the same school and was always a step ahead. No matter how hard Megamind tried, he was misunderstood and never got praised. He was alone with his pet fish minion, while Mr. Goody got all the attention and love. At first, Megamind wondered why he was always called bad, but then he realized maybe he's born to be evil. If he's that bad, then he will prove himself as the worst. Since then, Megamind showed the world his evil side and always fought against Mr. Goody. A few years passed by and Mr. Goody was titled Metro Man because he protects the Metro City, while Megamind is sentenced to prison for 1,000 years, but he's definitely not giving up so easily. Fighting against Metro Man is what keeps Megamind alive and satisfied. The prison warden comes to check on him and shows him the watch he received as a gift. It's programmed to track Megamind's prison time. However, Megamind seems relaxed because he's already planning to destroy the Metro Man Museum opening ceremony. The whole event is covered by the famous journalist and Metro Man's rumored girlfriend Roxanne Ritchie. While she's admiring Metro Man and his services, an invisible car kidnaps her from the scene. It's part of what Megamind planned. The watch the police warden got was also from Megamind. It transforms Warden's appearance into Megamind's, and Megamind now looks like the Warden. This helps him escape the prison and get in the invisible car with Minion. With the development of his skills, Megamind has transformed Minion into a huge robot. He has also created an army of flying mindbots. Megamind shows off everything to Roxanne, but she doesn't seem impressed. She believes Megamind is too predictable and can never defeat Metro Man. This enrages Megamind and he initiates his plan immediately. Meanwhile, Metro Man is attending the opening ceremony at the museum. He thanks everyone for their love and appreciation. Without them, he wouldn't be able to become a superhero. As soon as he cuts the ribbon, dark clouds cover the sky. The museum walls are projected with Megamind's live streaming video. He threatens to kill Roxanne, but accidentally reveals that they are in the abandoned observatory. Metro Man reaches there in a blink of an eye, but he actually falls for Megamind's trap. Roxanne is kept in a fake observatory near the actual observatory. Megamind intends to kill Metro Man with concentrated sun rays, but it's taking too long to process. This is his another failed attempt like the hundreds before. Roxanne makes fun of Megamind, but a surprise awaits. Metro Man is allergic to the copper used to make the observatory. He's getting weaker, and he collapses on the floor. Megamind uses this chance to blast the whole building with the sunray gun. However, the public still believes Metro Man must have survived like always. Suddenly, a skeleton with Metro Man's cape falls into Megamind's lab. The superhero is finally dead. Megamind won. After so many years and struggle, he finally got the victory. Even Megamind never thought he would win. He even doesn't know what to do and tells the public to keep living as they were till he thinks of a plan. For a few days, Megamind and Minion do all the little crimes they weren't allowed to do first, like robbing the bank and driving carelessly into buildings. But then things get boring. It's no fun doing crimes if no one is there to stop you. Megamind feels really empty. He kind of misses Metro Man. Not just him, Roxanne misses the superhero too. Her assistant Hal tries to cheer her up and invites her to dinner, but Roxanne is not interested. She doesn't even realize that Hal had romantic feelings for her. After he leaves, Roxanne climbs up the museum and talks to Metro Man's statue. Megamind is doing the same on the other side of the statue. The museum caretaker Bernard asks Roxanne to leave as the place is closing soon, but she suddenly notices some noises and proceeds to investigate. Megamind doesn't want her to see him in pajamas, so he takes the appearance of Bernard and turns the actual Bernard into a dehydrated cube. He accompanies Roxanne to the exit gate and admits he misses Metro Man too. Roxanne is surprised to see the emotional side of Bernard. She also assures him that a new hero may appear soon. Not all heroes are born, some are made. This gives Megamind a marvelous idea. After she leaves, Megamind destroys the museum as he planned and gets into his secret headquarters. He will make a superhero for himself, so he can enjoy doing crimes like he used to. Megamind uses the DNA from Metro Man's cape and concentrates it into a capsule. Now he needs the perfect specimen to give him Metro Man's powers. Suddenly he hears a phone bell. It's coming from Bernard's belongings. Roxanne has found something interesting and she wants to share it with her new friend. She discovered Megamind's hideout and entered through the secret door. Megamind immediately disguises as Bernard and joins Roxanne in her investigation. He tries to distract her, but she keeps moving further and finds Megamind's DNA gun. To get it back, Megamind turns into his original self and uses his mind bots. Roxanne doesn't let go of the gun and it accidentally shoots out the bullet. It enters the building pipes and hits Hal, who was waiting outside. Megamind disguises as Bernard again and takes Roxanne out of the building. She's really impressed by him and calls Bernard her investigation partner. After she leaves, Megamind follows Hal to defuse back the powers. But then he changes his plans and calls it destiny. He will let the unknown guy become the city's next superhero. Hal is already developing superpowers and has a muscular body. Megamind disguises himself as a space daddy who has gifted the powers and offers to train Hal in becoming the superhero. Hal agrees to the deal only because it's a good way to seduce Roxanne. Megamind gives his best efforts and trains Hal to use his powers in a good way. He's preparing him to fight himself and calls Hal a Titan. Meanwhile, he's secretly dating Roxanne while being disguised as Bernard. He even picks up rubbish from the whole city and rebuilds the Metroman Museum just for Roxanne. She has started to like him too, and reveals that there was nothing between her and Metroman. He wasn't her type, but now she has finally found the one she was looking for. Megamind is in love and starts dreaming of getting together with Roxanne. Just a night before the fight with Titan, Megamind prepares for a date with Roxanne. Minion has sensed the whole situation and stops Megamind. He reminds him that he's a bad guy and the bad guy never gets the girl. Minion is afraid of his friend getting heartbroken, but Megamind gets furious and orders Minion to get out of his way. Poor Minion packs up his things and leaves forever. Meanwhile, Roxanne is still trying to figure out Megamind's next plan. After connecting the dots, she finds the word Titan, but doesn't know what it means. As she's wondering, Titan appears right behind her. He takes her for a ride and keeps throwing her here and there. He believes that he can get the girl by rescuing her several times. After the dangerous attempt, he finally reveals his identity to Roxanne and asks if she will date him now. Roxanne refuses immediately. Though Hal has powers now, he can't forcefully make her love him. Hal gets furious and leaves her on the top of Metro Tower. Roxanne gets late but finally makes it to her date with Megamind. While disguised as Bernard, Megamind asks Roxanne if she would have liked it if he was bald and ugly. Roxanne is not someone who will judge a book by its cover. She loves him for his sweet nature. Hearing this, Megamind gets calm and moves forward for a kiss. His wristwatch gets accidentally touched by Roxanne and he's back to his original self. Roxanne feels deceived and leaves immediately. Megamind follows her and tries to explain things. He believes that he deserves to be loved too, but Roxanne doesn't want to get together with someone who killed Metroman and terrorized the whole city. Poor Megamind returns home sadly. He tried to change paths, but it's not that easy. The pain of rejection turns into anger and he gets ready to fight Titan. The next morning, he dresses up in his new fighting suit and gets inside a huge robotic armor. Afterward, he attacks the city and looks forward to fighting Titan. Surprisingly, even after waiting for hours, no one shows up. Megamind gets frustrated and decides to bring Titan by himself. He reaches his house just to find out that Titan is busy playing video games. He has also stolen money from banks and plans to rule the city. Megamind reminds him that he is supposed to be the good guy, but Titan doesn't agree. He wanted to be the superhero to get Roxanne, but she's already with some other guy. To trigger him to fight, Megamind reveals that he's the one who tricked him while being the space daddy and also the one who's dating Roxanne. Titan totally gets mad and attacks. Megamind is enjoying this. He can finally fight the good guy like in the old times. After hitting each other a few times, Titan finally catches Megamind. However, he has no sense of justice. Instead of handing him over to the police, Titan wants to kill Megamind on the spot. Realizing this, Megamind runs away using his robots, but Titan keeps following him. Megamind finally catches Titan inside a copper ball, assuming that it will weaken him like it did to Metroman. But to his surprise, nothing happens. Titan even threatens the public and wants to rule over the city. Megamind rushes to Roxanne and asks for her help. He can't find his invisible car in which he left the diffusing gun. But Roxanne is the one who knows the most about Metroman and may have some useful information to use against Titan. For the sake of the city, Roxanne agrees and takes Megamind to Metroman's secret base. It's hidden under their old school. It's filled with all the luxuries and even icy cold water. There must be someone living here. They are right, and it's no other than Metroman himself. When he was stuck inside the observatory, he started to reconsider his decisions. He used his super speed to think about what he actually wanted. He always did what others wanted him to do, and may die being just a superhero. Metroman felt done with his job and decided to fake his death. Then he escaped the observatory to learn his long-awaited passion. That's music. He has no intention of coming back and suggests Megamind to save the city himself. Roxanne feels really frustrated with the situation and asks Megamind to help her stop Titan. However, Megamind has given up already. He's the bad guy, and the bad guy never gets the praise or the girl he loves. Saying this, Megamind goes to prison and gives himself into custody. Meanwhile, Roxanne goes to talk to Titan. She asks him to become the normal Hal again. Titan doesn't listen to her at all and decides to use her as a hostage. He sends a video message to Megamind and challenges him to come and save her. Megamind watches the video in the news and sees Roxanne asking for her help. She believed that Megamind has one best quality, and that is his persistence. He never gave up against Metro Man even though he didn't stand a chance of winning. This statement motivates Megamind and he requests the warden to let him go. He regrets doing all the crimes that ruined his image, and he also regrets betraying his only loyal friend Minion. But he doesn't want others to suffer because of his mistakes. The warden is actually Minion in disguise. He accepts Megamind's apology and they get out of the prison together. Titan has tied up Roxanne on the top of Metro Tower and breaks the building from the middle. Suddenly, dark clouds take over the sky and Megamind appears with his dazzling robots. He distracts Titan and saves Roxanne. They are riding Megamind's flying motorbike, but Titan keeps attacking them. Megamind loses control and throws Roxanne aside to save her while he crashes himself. Titan lands down and celebrates his victory. Suddenly, someone appears to stop him. It's Metro Man. Just by seeing him, Titan gets scared and runs away. Roxanne rushes to check on Megamind, but it was actually Minion while Megamind is disguised as Metro Man. He orders Titan to leave the city forever and gets down to the public. Roxanne brings him back to his original self so everyone can see who actually saved the city. Unfortunately, Titan figures it out too and returns. He starts hitting Megamind once again. Roxanne suddenly notices the invisible car parked behind Megamind and hints at him. He succeeds in getting the diffusing gun, but Titan throws him to the sky like a ball. He can never survive the fall and gives up. Suddenly he remembers about the dehydrating gun in his pocket. Megamind dehydrates himself and safely falls inside the fountain. After rehydrating, he shoots Titans with the diffusing gun and removes all his powers. The city is saved thanks to the new superhero, Megamind. In just a few days, Megamind uses his robots to renovate all the destroyed buildings. To praise his efforts, the Metro Man Museum was rebuilt as the Megamind Museum. Being good has its perks. Megamind got appreciation, happiness, and the girl he loves. Fate is not something we are given with. We choose it ourselves whether to be good or become a bad guy.